2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everybody. It's Monday the 5th of December and it's World Soil Day. And a big happy birthday to Catherine Tate, Eddie the Eagle, Conan Gray and Jules LeBlanc. The online safety bill's back up for debate in the Commons this week, and once the new legislation's established, the internet will become a safer place, according to Nadeem Zahawi. Amendments to the bill strengthen the government's ability to demand messenger apps like WhatsApp monitor their users' messages, with broader surveillance powers for the regulator Ofcom. But social media sites will no longer have to take down legal but harmful words and videos from their sites after critics claimed it posed a risk to free speech. Tory party chairman Zahawi said the bill will protect children online.
Actually, we've struck the right balance. Michelle Donner's got the right balance now, and I think that will be reflected, I hope, in the debate and the discussion, ultimately becoming an act of Parliament.
But Shadow Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson says Labour would prefer to keep the ban on legal but harmful content in place.
There's a lot out there in that online space that I think goes beyond the impact on children and young people, but where there is a need, I think, to make sure that we're not allowing that kind of harmful, hate-filled material to be spread, because it then translates into what happens in our lives, face to face as well.
Meanwhile, children's rights campaigner Baroness Kidron didn't think Zahawi gave an adequate answer to the online safety bill. Speaking to the BBC's Laura Kusenberg, she said desperate parents feel powerless and making more things illegal online doesn't necessarily give routes to justice.
And it doesn't actually concentrate on the features that push that bad content. So I think the government's sort of over-concentrating on the content and not enough on the actual responsibility.
Soldiers could be trained to drive ambulances and fight fires to help cope with a wave of public sector strikes in the run-up to Christmas. That man again, Nadeem Zahawi, says the government will do all it can to prevent widespread disruption, but it's not too late to get round the table and call off industrial action. The Conservative Party chairman confirmed the plans to Sophie Ridge on Sky News.
So we're looking at the military, we're looking at a specialist response force, which we've actually set up a number of years ago, a surge capacity to be able to deal with disruption.
Walkouts around Christmas are largely to do with pay and are also expected to affect education, deliveries and public transport. Yesterday, the RMT rejected the offer of an 8% rise aimed at avoiding more chaos on the trains. So troops could also be asked to carry out frontline health roles in hospitals or help out at UK borders. But political economy professor Dr. Ashok Kumar says there was no precedent for this type of action.
Using troops against peaceful strikers, whether as strikebreakers or for more sort of forceful purposes, is by definition a significant escalation in industrial relations.
As women joined anti-government protests in a conservative region of Iran over the weekend, it was reported authorities were reviewing a law that requires women to cover their heads. Weeks of nationwide demonstrations have cost more than 300 lives, according to the UN. They were sparked by the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini, days after being arrested for allegedly wearing a headscarf incorrectly. Iran's Attorney General claims the morality police, the force which detained Amini and enforces the country's dress code, has been closed. But Iranian lawyer and human rights activist Shadi Sadra isn't surprised people are still demonstrating.
The death of Mahsa Amini was a tipping point for many Iranians to say enough is enough. But it was clear since the beginning that it's an anti-regime protest, so it will not achieve its goals until the regime is overthrown.
US intelligence predicting a lull in Russia's war in Ukraine during the cold months ahead. Avril Haines, Director of National Intelligence, believes there'll be a reduced tempo of fighting in the winter, with both sides refitting and resupplying their troops to prepare for counter-offensives in the spring. Meanwhile, satellite images of Mariupol, a city that's been under Russian occupation since May, show a large increase in the number of graves at the main cemetery. Finnish Prime Minister Sanna Marin says we must make sure we're strengthening Europe's defences in order to stand up to Russia's invasion.
Europe isn't strong enough right now. We would be in trouble without the United States involving the war in Ukraine. The United States has given a lot of weapons, a lot of financial aid, a lot of humanitarian aid to Ukraine, and Europe isn't strong enough yet.
Still to come on the Smart 7, England keep on racking up the World Cup goals and Kate Winslet wants more protection for kids on social media. Right after this. Welcome back. was another 3-0 win for England on Sunday night as the Three Lions took on the Lions of Senegal. Gareth Southgate's men somehow made it through a sleepy 45 minutes and reached half-time 2-0 up, with a third to follow from Bukayo Saka in the second half. It looked pretty easy for England in the end, and now they face France in the quarter-finals next Saturday. France comfortably beat Poland 3-1 earlier, and the quarter-final clash should be a pretty exciting occasion. Harry Kane was delighted with his team after the win.
Really tough, knockout games are never easy, and I think we've shown great maturity through the tournament, and 3-0 against a really good side. Credit to the boys, Mentality was top from the beginning, and we took our chances when they came.
When you think of Christmas, you think of bacon, right? Pigs in blankets. No? Well, from now on, you're going to think of Kevin Bacon, who popped up on The Tonight Show with a live performance of Here It Is Christmas Time, his song from the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. The actor plays himself in Marvel's festive offering, where he's abducted, flown into space and presented as a gift to the Guardian Star-Lord and Kevin Bacon's superfan Chris Pratt. He told Jimmy Fallon how grateful he was to get the gig.
But I'm at a point in my life now where I can just stop and go, oh my God, this is crazy what I do for a living. This is so cool. Yeah. When I walked onto the set of Guardians of the Galaxy and saw all of those aliens, not to mention the Guardians, and they're all in different makeups and wardrobe, and there's Christmas stuff all over the place. I literally was like one of those moments like, damn, this is fun.
Oscar winner Kate Winslet reckons the government should make social media companies enforce age limits to protect children. The actress stars opposite her own daughter Mia Thrippleton in I Am Ruth, about a concerned mother who sees her daughter becoming more and more consumed by the pressures of the online world. The film's out on Channel 4 later this week, but she told the BBC that she thinks there needs to be much better age checking for kids.
I really do struggle with social media. I struggle with the impact it's clearly having on teenage mental health. I do wish that our government would crack down on it. I do wish that there would be certain platforms that were banned before a certain age.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day.
Written, produced and published by Daft Doris.